Hello friends, my name is Amsu. Today we shall discuss about a topic that what is service oriented architecture. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in technology and you want to learn about SOA or service oriented architecture. So today's topic is very interesting and important for you. So let's start, friend. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page and Instagram as well. So, friend, what is service oriented architecture or SOA? Service oriented architecture SOA is a style of software designs where services are provided to the other components by application components through a communication protocol over a network. Its principles are independent of vendors and other technologies. In service oriented architecture, a number of services communicate with each other in one of the two ways, through passing data or through two or more services coordinating an activity. This is just one definition of service oriented architecture. Now, the characteristics of the service oriented architecture. While defining concepts of service oriented architecture vary from company to company, there are six key concepts or tenets that overarch the broad concept of services oriented architecture. These are business value, strategic goals, intrinsic interoperability, shared services, flexibility, evolutionary refinement. Each of these core values can be seen on a continuum from order format distributed computing to service oriented architecture to closed cloud computing. Service oriented architecture patterns. There are three rules in each of the service oriented architecture building blocks: service provider, service broker, service registry, service repository, and service requester or consumer. The service provider works in conjunction with the service registry, debating the whys and hows of the services being offered, such as security, availability, what to change, and more. This rule also determines the service category and if there need to be any trading agreements. The service broker makes information regarding the service available to those requesting it. The scope of the broker is determined by whoever implements it. The service requester locates entries in the broker registry and then binds them to the service provider. They may or may not be able to access multiple services. That depends on the capability of the service requester. Implementing service oriented architecture. When it comes to implementing service oriented architecture SOA, there is a wide range of technologies that can be used depending on what your end goal is and what you are trying to accomplish. Typically, service oriented architecture is implemented with web services, which makes the functional building blocks accessible over standard internet protocols. An example of a web service oriented standard is SOAP, which stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. In a nutshell, SOAP is a messaging protocol specification for exchanging structured information in the implementation of web services in computer networks. Although SOAP was not well received at first, since 2003 it has gained more popularity and is becoming more widely used and accepted. Other options for implementing service oriented architecture includes Genie, Cobra, or REST. It's important to note that architectures can operate independently of specific technologies, which means they can be implemented in a variety of ways, including messaging such as ActiveMQ, Apache, Thrift, and Sorker. Why service oriented architecture is important? There are many benefits to service oriented architecture, especially in a web service based business. We will outline it in more detail. Use service oriented architecture to create reusable code. Not only does this cut down on time spent on the development process, but there are no reason to reinvent the coding wheel every time you need to create a new service or process. Service oriented architecture also allows for using multiple coding languages because everything runs through a central interface. Use service oriented architecture to promote interaction with service oriented architecture. A standard form of communication is put in place, allowing the various systems and platforms to function independent of each other. With this interaction, service oriented architecture is also able to work around firewalls, allowing companies to share services that are vital to operations. Use service oriented architecture for scalability. It's important to be able to scale a business to meet the needs of the client. However, certain dependencies can get in the way of the scalability. Using service oriented architecture cuts back on the client service interaction, which allows for greater scalability. Use service oriented architecture to reduce cost. With service oriented architecture, it's possible to reduce cost while still maintaining a desired level of output. Using service oriented architecture allows business to limit the amount of analysis required when developing custom solutions. As you can imagine, service oriented architecture can be a bit of a tough nut to crack, but once you understand the nuts and bolts of it and the benefit can provide your company, you will be thrilled you discovered it. We have provided several excellent service oriented architecture resources throughout this concept and have a couple more videos as well. So, no matter which direction you decide to go when providing services to your clients, it's important to keep in mind that different things will work for different people. While you can't provide custom services for every single client you have taken on, you can provide a range of services that will fit the most common needs of your clients. So, friend, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues. And also, if you have any question regarding the concept of service oriented architecture, you may ask in the comment section whenever you have time, and I will try my level best to answer your queries whenever it's possible. And secondly, if you can share it with your friends, so it will be beneficial for other people as well to understand the concept of service oriented architecture. So friend, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you, friends.